So once again, very good morning students. I Sumit Kumar welcome you in this online session. Okay, as we are doing our chapter friction. Okay, in this we have discussed what is friction. Okay, what are the reason for the friction. Okay, then we have discussed what are the types of friction. Okay, a new topic in this chapter is friction is useful. Yes, friction is very useful. Reason why? Because without friction we can't assume the life. Okay, friction is useful in various activities, like even we are holding any object, we are moving. Okay, so friction between the feet and ground help us to walk, and it is possible only due to the friction that we are able to ride. Okay, that is the reason why we can grip any object. Okay, and if vehicles are moving on the road, that is also responsible, that is friction. Okay, and whatever the things in which we use our contact with any object, that is friction. Okay, if we are scrolling over there, then there is also a friction, and you all know in scrolling there is a friction which is rolling friction. Okay, so I think now all you have understand that friction is very important. All the friction between the tire and the road help to all the automobile move very easily. Friction between the bricks help us, especially us, to construct the house. Okay, so as you can see, various activities which we perform during our daily life. Okay, and these are very important. Now we are discussing our next topic, that is friction is sometimes undesirable. Yes, this is undesirable also. Why? Because due to friction and due to walking, sole of shoes and our other like automobile tires get wore out. Okay, tires of bicycle, mobile, automobile wear out due to friction. And then steps of staircase, foot over bridge or railway station wear out due to friction. I think you have very familiar with, if you are moving from a particular place, sometimes you see there are some sports or there are some steps due to the continuous moving of people. Knives and razor lose their sharp edges due to continuous uses. Okay, so these are some uses which we can say it is desirable, at the same time it is undesirable. Okay, so you can see here some examples like worn out shoes. Okay, and then wear out tires also. Staircase, it leaves some spaces over there, or you will find some uh, particular places which are worn out. Okay, now how we can increase the friction? Why it is necessary? Because if friction is not there, we are not capable of movement. So friction we need to increase. Friction can be increased by increasing the roughness, as we have discussed in starting. By increasing the roughness we can increase the friction. Okay, sole of shoes are grooved, have a better grip on the floor. That is the reason someone of you have asked the question, so why the athlete use spikes on their shoes? To increase the friction, or to grip, to increase the grip. Okay, then gymnast applies some coarse substance on their hands to lift the weight. Okay, I think you are familiar with, because one of most of you are athlete also. Okay, so here are the examples. Okay, tires and our sole of shoes are grooved to increase the friction, or for increasing the better grip. Now here athlete, they are applying a chorus powder to increase the grip. Okay, at the same time we have to need to reduce the friction. Why we need to reduce the friction? Because if friction is more, we have to apply more force. Okay, for this we need lubricants. As we have discussed earlier, that in carom board we use talcum powder. Why we use talcum powder? To reduce the friction. Okay, and bearing balls, I think you have seen your bicycle tires. There are some ball bearing are there to reduce the friction. So wheels are used in vehicles to reduce the frictions. Okay, as earlier peoples were using to carry the object by just sliding on the ground. But after some time, some of them find out the wheels. okay, and this will help them to reduce the friction at a very large distance, okay. So that is the reason, and we already discussed that the static friction is the highest and rolling friction is the least in the nature. So here you can see several examples, okay. These are the pictures of bearing balls which we use to reduce the friction, okay. Then the last topic of chapter is, that is fluid friction, okay. I think you are well aware about the shape of the fish, even some of the birds, okay, they have a special shape. Yes, to overcome the friction. Fluid friction is the friction which is exerted by the liquid or gases by the object moving through them. Suppose we are moving through the water, we also need to cut the water. That's why we just move or we swim in the water like this. Okay, so the shape of the object also depend on the friction. Okay, speed of the object is also depend on friction. Then nature of the fluid, if the fluid is very viscous, okay, we need more force or we feel very high intensity of friction, okay. That is the reason the birds fly in the air in a streamlined body. The body shape is known as streamlined body to reduce the fluid friction or to reduce the friction. That is the reason fish, aeroplane and ship, they are made in the streamlined shape, okay. So now this is the shape of streamline, okay. These are streamlined vehicles like spaceship, aeroplane, even the fighter jets also, and fish and the birds. So this is all we have discussed, we need to discuss in our chapter, that is friction. By this we have completed our friction chapter. If you find any difficulty, let me know through your comments, or you can talk me, you can contact me. Thank you.